Independence Day weekend, and what my weatherman had the audacity to call a cold front moving into North Texas. Seems like a good time to fire up the grill and get some pork tacos on the plates. Today we're going to do some pulled pork, and I know that there's a whole lot of regions out there in the country that pork is their thing. Not Texas. Texas isn't known for its pulled pork. I don't know, maybe down in the valley with Carnitas or around El Paso, but that's different. So yeah, I know. That's not our deal. Our deal is brisket and brisket, but. Hey, the folks I cook for, they like pork, they like pulled pork, and I think they're gonna like my pulled pork, and we're gonna find out, cause we're going over to some family tomorrow, and this is what I'm taking. Well, we got it out of the vacuum seal, we patted it dry, and now we're gonna see if we need to trim it up just a little bit, and then we're gonna season it up, let it sweat for a little bit while I go get that fire started. I was thinking about it, and I was about to say I don't do a heck of a lot of trimming on a pork butt, but I guess that depends on how much trimming you think a pork butt needs. So for me, I look around, I find some of these, if there's anything that's hanging off. This one's actually really good. You usually get some, and they've got some just chunks hanging off of them, some big pockets of fat that are hanging off of them. And this one, I've got this little spot right here that I'm gonna go ahead and just shave it down just a little bit. We'll get rid of some of that right there. But for the most part, this one's in pretty good shape. Got it at Kroger yesterday. Funny story, I was scared that there wasn't gonna be anything left. So my wife went to Kroger, and while I was at work, and we got on FaceTime, and she went through, and I said, that one, no, not that one, that one, yeah, no, that one, right, no, not that one. Get this, here, let me see the back of that one. Yeah, let's do that one. So big shout out to my wife for the assist on getting me a good pork butt. So we got this little flap right here. I'm gonna cut it off, save it off over here, and just get rid of this little pocket right there. And that's about it. That's about all I'm gonna do on the trimming. And then on this back side, I see a lot of folks and talk to a lot of folks, and this fat cap back here on the bottom, I don't really mess with it. I see some other people trim it down a little bit, and I see some other folks that trim it down a lot. That ain't me. I use this. This is gonna be for part of that cook. I gotta quit flipping this over. I keep finding things I want to get rid of, and end up getting rid of too much if I'm not careful. But I didn't like that big chunk right there. So let's pull it that way and then pull it this way and get that off of there too. We'll throw it away. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Now then, as far as seasoning, I'm using a seasoning I haven't used before, but it's a local guy out here, Meat Church out of Waxahachie, and a couple of my buddies swear by his seasoning. The color that it produces, a lot of paprika in it, is what I'm assuming, but it really gives you a good color. Let's see if it even tells on here. It just says sugar, salt, spices, including paprika. Yep, there you go. So that's what that is, and that's why that gives you really good color. You go ahead and put it in this pan, make my cleanup easier. And because I'm a big fan of cooking, I'm not such a big fan of cleaning up. But I imagine that's most of you guys out there. All right, we're gonna get this seasoned up here. Somebody out there saying, holy moly, you put way too much seasoning on there. Somebody else out there saying, man, why don't he put enough seasoning on there? And there's probably one person, I don't know, maybe my wife or daughter, who's going, perfect, nailed it. Those are the people I love. I love all you guys, though. Even the ones that, I love all you guys. Let's just leave it at that. Hey, I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator. Then I'll get my fire going. Let my dog play with her rubber pig for a little bit longer, and we're gonna get this show on the road. What do you say? I say yeah. I'm getting my fire going now, and I wanted to show you guys a little trick. There's a couple of ways to do this. Whenever you get your wood and you're getting ready to get your fire going, so what I want is I want just a good solid hot bed of coals whenever I put the pork butt on the smoker. So I'm letting all this burn down to coals. Now I'm using my stick of wood right here. There's a better word for it than stick, but like I said, I'm no professional, so I probably get these words wrong sometimes. I'll think of it here in a minute. And I got this one. Can you see this one right here? So it's just kind of staged off over here to the side. That's heating it up. And whenever I put it on the fire, it's gonna be more efficient. I've showed this in a couple of other videos. There's a couple ways to do it. You can, if you want to. Sorry about your ears. You can, if you want to, you can set it on this top plate up here. I cook on this top plate. I cook, if I'm making queso, I cook my sausage on here while the cheese is all melting in there. Some other things, if I'm adding something to something, I'll cook it on top of here. But I also use this to heat up the wood. So I'll take a split. There's the word I was looking for. I'll take a split of wood, and I'll just set it right on top of here. And then when I actually put it on the fire, international symbol for efficient burning. That's what I get. So hey, there's a good little hack for you. Another thing that I've learned talking to some of these other guys that are real good at this stuff, which I am not, but I'm getting there, and I'm getting there because you guys are rolling along with me, and I'm having fun doing it. So anyway, I got my fire. It's rolling along. I'm going to take that pork butt out of the refrigerator. I'm going to set it out because you don't want to put a cold piece of meat on a hot smoker, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. Let's check on that fire. The plan is to cook it at about 275, keeping it as close to that as we can. Obviously, we're going to have some swings, but right now we're sitting at 275. Beautiful. All right, got my coals about where I want them, got my heat obviously where I want it here. I'm going to do one other thing though real quick. We're going to take and this. We're going to take this pan right here. We're going to set it right there. And we're going to pour some water in it. Just about halfway full. Set it right over here in the corner. And just have us a good little steam pot going. We'll be right back with that pork butt. Dead on 275. 930-ish. I'm sitting at dead center. Woo. I don't think y'all can hear that, but one of my favorite sounds in the whole world. All right, so we're setting it in there. We're closing it up. We ain't touching it again. Oh, that's perfect. touching it again for at least an hour. We'll do some spritzing with some apple juice, and we'll keep an eye on it. I'm thinking from now till building a taco or a sandwich, it's gonna be about 6 o'clock tonight. 9:30 right now. We'll see how close I get. Little game we can play. And I've already been told by the folks I cook for, you said 6. We're planning on 6, so we're hoping that it's 6. Probably the most important thing, and maybe something that some of y'all do that's a mistake that I used to do that was a big mistake, was taking it right out of the refrigerator and putting it on the fire. Right now, this, when I took it out, I set it on the counter, room temperature, in that pan, in that pan, for about 15 or 20 minutes. Let that temperature get a little closer to room temperature, maybe all the way to room temperature. Not for long, just long enough, because going from the cold refrigerator to the hot smoker, it's too much of a shock for it. It'd be too much of a shock for you. It's like jumping in a cold pool, or jumping in a cold river. For those of y'all that go down to the Guadalupe, you need to be patient. You need to be kind. You need to be good to it, and you take care of it. It'll take care of those people that you want to cook for. So that's what we're about to do right now, and we'll check back in about an hour. What do you say? The temperature on the pit's a little bit lower than what it actually is, because I've just been opening it up and taking a look at it, and that's one reason why the smoke looks like the smoke looks, and I've pretty much shut everything down. So, but what I want you to look at is the internal temperature of that pork butt, 162 degrees, just about what we want to pull it out and wrap it. Just so you can see, that's what we're working with right there. Well, we got it wrapped up good and tight. We had about 162 when we took it off the smoker on the internal temperature. We're going to want to get it up to about 200, 201, 202, right in that general vicinity. We'll stick it back on the smoker, keep it going. So here's how the cook's gone so far. We got that 7.5 pound pork butt, which again is not part of a pig's butt, it's their shoulder. We took that and we trimmed it up a little bit and we seasoned it up a lot. Now I did miss one step. I meant to use a mustard binder on there, and I just forgot. So, you know, what am I gonna do? But anyway, I seasoned it with Meat Church from Waxahachie, the Gospel, and with this paprika that's in here. Wow, did it make a beautiful piece of pork. It just it had like a deep mahogany finish to it after just a couple of hours on the smoker. Really finished out nicely. Just looked gorgeous, and then it did create a really good bark around the outside as the smoke continued. So we cooked it for a little over 4 hours, 4.5 hours, from 9:30 to a little past 1:30 at about 275 degrees, give or take 15 degrees on either side. I know that sounds like a wild swing, but you know, 275 to 290 is about as high as it got. It never got 15 degrees below. Using hickory and pecan. I wish I would have got apple. I wish I would have got cherry. They had it. I looked at it. I didn't get it. I don't have a good reason why, other than it was just a mistake on my part. I should have got some kind of wood from a fruit tree. Just really works good with pecan, with pork, in my opinion. But I did use the pecan, and I did use the hickory, and I did not use any of the mesquite. I do not use mesquite when I cook pork. Y'all let me know. You think that's a good idea, bad idea? No opinion one way or the other. I don't like mesquite when I'm cooking pork. I just personally don't like that. I think it overpowers it. Anyway, so now we're sitting here after we've wrapped it. We wrapped it, 2 pieces of foil, kept it nice and tight, put it back on there. The pit is at 100 and I'm sorry, the pit is at 259. I probably should get over there and stoke it a little bit, get it to going, but it's really coming up nicely. And the pork butt is at 194, so it's coming up just right. So I don't need to do anything. I just need to let it sit for a few more minutes. And once it hits about 206, and it's at 195 right now. Once it hits about 206, that's wrong. Once it hits about 202, I'm gonna pull it off of there. I'm gonna put that still wrapped up, put it in a small cooler, put some towels over the top of it, and I'm just gonna close the lid and just let it sit. About 45 minutes to an hour. That allows that meat, because it's still cooking, and those muscles are all contracting and it's pushing out all that juice. That'll allow it to relax and that juice to come back into that pork butt, and oh my goodness, it's going to be so juicy and so great, and it's going to be something that I'm going to be proud to serve those folks that I am proud to serve. So all I got is probably another, now we're back up to, we've gone all the way to 196 just in this last couple of minutes. So let it sit in there in that smoker for a little bit longer. Smoker's running at 255. I may stoke that fire just a little bit. I'm not gonna add any more sticks. I'm not gonna add any more wood to it, but I'm just gonna stoke up those coals a little bit. Let it get all done. Pull it off. I'll bring you along when we tear it apart. We'll see if that bone slides out nice and easy. We'll see if it tears apart nice and easy. And we'll try a taste test. It's my favorite part. Stick around. We'll see how it rolls. So I got this probe that's in there, and it's obviously it's just one probe, so it's just stuck in one spot, and it tells me that the internal temperature is up to 205 degrees. And in a fun little coincidence, I got 205 and 250. So the internal temperature of that is 205 according to that one spot, which, if you look, that probe is right there. So I'm going to use my Insta-Read, and I'm going to check 2 or 3 places. And this one says 202, and there is 0 resistance. That's what you really want. Just absolutely no resistance at all. This one right here shows 205. So over on this side, up on this side, let's see what we've got right here. 203. And again, probably more important even than all of that is the fact that there's just absolutely 0 resistance to any of that. So, man, this is just exactly what you want. Look how clean that is. There's nothing on that at all, right? So now we're going to put it in this cooler. This cooler right here. We're going to leave it wrapped, put it in the cooler, put a towel over the top of it, let it sit for about another 45 minutes or so. It's going to be amazing. Trust me. I hope it is. I hope it is. We'll see. Okay. Well, here's the part that's always the moment of truth, y'all. It's actually been in that cooler right there for a little bit longer than I intended for it to, because, well, life happens. So we're gonna pull it out of this cooler. We're gonna set it in here, open it up, and then drum roll please. At what we got here. I have high hopes, by the way, just so you know. I'm feeling relatively good about this whole scenario. Now, one of the things that everybody does when they do a pulled pork is they grab that bone out of there and they pull it out. And it's like if that bone pulls out all in one shot with no real resistance, then they feel like that their pulled pork is a good pulled pork. And if you look at that, yeah, you don't get a whole lot cleaner than that. So, a little bit right there. But dude, I'm telling you, I don't know. You do a pulled pork, that's what they always tell you to look at. We're gonna pull this out of here. And we're gonna set it right here in this pan. And then that is where we're gonna rip it to shreds. Pour all that juice over the top of it. Let's get my little bear claws out right here and see what we got. So I hope that that is coming out to where you can see what we got here. Hey man, if y'all are gonna do some pulled pork, yes, you can do them with a fork. You can just tear them apart with your hands. You can get you a knife, whatever you want. Get you some of these. For one thing, it's just fun. Acting like a big old burr out in the woods, tearing apart something. See what that bark, here's that bark right there. Good smoke ring in there. Good smoke on the bark. Here, let's find a good piece right here, just to try. All right, here comes my favorite part. Let's try a piece. Right there. Ooh, that comes across so tender. So tender. There we go. It's pretty good. I don't usually take 2 bites on camera. It's just how good it is. All right, we're gonna shred the rest of this up and we're gonna start making some tacos. And we'll see who won the contest on the Facebook post. That's gonna get a complimentary taco mailed to them. Just gotta pay shipping and handling. I think the winner is gonna be shocked at how much shipping and handling is. By the way, it is 6:30, so look, here's what we did. 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. 9 hours. I could have done it in 8. For anybody out there that creates YouTube videos, you may understand what I mean whenever I say I had some storage issues. Had to offload some stuff, had to move some stuff to another device, had to push, pull, whatever. Ate about an hour of my time before I could get to this and get it on the end of the video. So, hey, first world problems, right? Anyhow, I'm gonna say this was an 8-hour cook. Yes, it's 9 hours since I first put it on my smoker right now, but it should have come off. It should have come out of that cooler an hour ago. Anyway, we're gonna build some tacos now, y'all. Pretty happy with the way this turned out. I'm hoping that the folks I cooked it for are happy the way it turns out. I'll find out here in a little bit. And I'll let you know. Actually, I'll tell you they love it no matter what they said, because what are you gonna know? It turned out good. I'm happy with it. Thank y'all, and I'm gonna start building some tacos. What do you say? All in all, not a bad day of cooking. We got our smoker started around 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. Got that pork butt put on at 9:30, and we pulled it off and got it on the plate at 6:30. Got an extra hour in there just for technical reasons, but hey, I feel pretty good about the way it worked out, and I feel real good about the way it turned out. And like I said, tomorrow I'm taking this over to some families, and hey, maybe I'll even get something on video that'll let y'all know that yeah, it turned out pretty good. You know, I really appreciate, like I've said over and over, I really appreciate the time that anybody spends watching these. I appreciate the people that watch them, and even whenever you're kind of bored with watching them, you keep watching them. Makes a difference. If you ever hit that subscribe button, that's really, really cool, and I do appreciate that. Gonna have a blooper or two on the end of this one, because there was a blooper or two on there, and I usually just delete those and throw them away, but these, hey man, maybe I'll start hanging around keeping those on there. Anyway, appreciate y'all. I hope everybody has a wonderful Independence Day weekend, because that's what it is here right now. God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless our first responders. God bless our families. God bless y'all. Be good to each other and keep on smoking. There, down there in Waxahachie, yeah, from where I'm at, it'd be down there because it's south of me, so that's always down. Go down to San Antonio, go down to Port A, go down to Green Hall. So anyway, that's we're gonna cut all that out, because nobody from North Texas, if you're not from North Texas, you're not gonna give a damn about what I do. 1 hour in, hold on, got this guy mowing his yard. Hold please. Then we'll take it off. So we used hickory, we used pecan, we cooked it for 4 hours. Every bit of this is worthless. I'm gonna get rid of all this. I'm just kind of rambling. I was born a rambling man. Yeah, I just kind of rambling. All right, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.